This is the QK80 Mk2. Let's talk about it. Full disclaimer, Qwertykeys sent us this keyboard for review. However, all of our thoughts are our own, and it does not affect anything we say or do in this video. This is the first Qwertykeys keyboard that I had the opportunity to take a close look at. Qwertykeys is actually part of the conglomerate that's made out of Owlabs and Neo. Owlabs being the most premium of the sub-brand, followed by Qwertykeys, and then Neo, which targets the more budget range. Here's some basic information of the QK80 Mk2. It starts at $209, and it comes in WinKey and WinKeyless layout. It comes in a variety of different colors and PCB. The PCB comes in 1.6mm and 1.2mm. The 1.6mm PCB comes with flex cut and no flex cut. However, the 1.2mm PCB only comes in flex cut, but it is also the only RGB PCB available. And you have the usual choices of plates of aluminum, FR4, polycarbonate, POM, and carbon fiber. Let's talk about aesthetics. This is Qwertykeys' second generation design language, and personally, I can see a little bit of Meletrix influence here. The anodization is great. It is smooth and consistent. On my unit, I did not notice any streakings or markings. And honestly, I would not be overly concerned with any QC or ano issues because I believe the QK80 Mk2 have the same manufacturing process as the Evo 80 that came out a few months ago, because the QK80 Mk2 color selection are the same exact ones as the Evo 80. So I think at this point they should be able to have all the manufacturing process nailed down tight. And my favorite part of the aesthetic design is actually the back weight. The mirror-like PVD finish is just beautiful and it's top notch. So how about the design? The QK80 Mk2 have an incredibly easy build process, largely due to the implementation of the cash ball system and the magnetic pogo. It has the same leaf spring system that's found in the more expensive Owlabs Vinto 80 that came out a few months ago. And the LCD screen. I love what Qwertykeys did here. The install process was incredibly easy because of the magnetic pogo, and frankly, this is a way better implementation than what Zoom Taiga did a few months ago. A lot of times it seems like when a designer or manufacturer put in an LCD screen, they try to cram in as much useful information on the tiny screen. And personally, I have never found that useful because I'm not going to look down on my keyboard on a small screen to get any useful information from it. Qwertykeys, it seems like their goal for the screen is actually just make it fun. They added in some games that you can put into it, and I cannot tell you how many times when I'm reviewing this keyboard, I look down, I see a bongo cat typing and a capybara running up the hill, and it just brought me smiles. And to make room for the screen, Qwertykeys remove the row 1 print screen, scroll lock, and pause. And honestly, that's worth a trade for me. So how about the type feel? As I mentioned earlier, the QK80 Mk2 had the same leaf spring system found in the Vinto 80, and honestly, it actually provides one of the softest and most comfortable typing experience you can find in a keyboard. The FR4 plate is the only plate that offers flex cut, and it is flex cut per key. And when it is paired with a 1.2mm flex cut per key PCB, it provides a localized, soft typing experience. However, even if you use any other plate that have no flex cut with a 1.6mm PCB with no flex cut as well, the typing experience is still incredibly bouncy, but instead of localized, the whole assembly will move up and down with you. Now let's get to the sound test. We have 2 builds for this review. Let us know which one you prefer in the comments down below. So with the FlexCut 1.2mm PCB, I personally prefer to build it with foam. It sounds better to me. However, the 1.6mm PCB with no FlexCut on aluminum plate, I thought it sounded pretty good without any foam at all, and I did not notice any hollowness or resonance issues. So who is this keyboard for? I think that's an important question to address because in the mechanical keyboard hobby, there's not a single keyboard that can fit everyone's preferences or needs. So the QK80 Mk2, I think it is for people who prefer tight feel above all else, because the typing experience, whether it be with FlexCut or non-FlexCut PCB, it is incredibly comfortable and soft. So if you type a lot or hours on end, I think you'll really appreciate this keyboard. It is also a fun keyboard with a fun design. I love the LCD screen. And if you're someone who enjoys tinkering with your keyboard, this keyboard could be for you as well. The build process and assembly and disassembly is incredibly easy. You don't need any screwdrivers or screws because of the ball catch system and the magnetic pogo. Or if you're someone looking for a keyboard that's a little bit nicer than most pre-builts out there and still have wireless option, I think this keyboard could be for you. An alternative option is also the Evo 80, which starts at $170 and it comes with keycaps and switches. However, if you're someone who prioritizes acoustics and sound over tight feel, I don't think this keyboard is designed for you. That's not to say this keyboard does not sound good. I think it sounds pretty good, but I can tell in their design process, their focus was centered on the tight feel. So what are your thoughts of the QK80 Mk2? Are you someone who prefers tight feel over acoustics and sound, or are you someone who prioritizes sound over tight feel? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this review, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for future content. I'll catch you guys next time.